Last night's meeting also saw a lengthy discussion on possible changes to council's governance structure. Administration presented a first report recommending that council switch to a standing committee model to improve efficiency. Jonathan Wilson explains.
Council members were presented with a recommendation from city staff to change from its committee of the whole structure and replace it with 3 standing committees, one for finance and administration, one for quality of life, and a final one for growth.
Standing committees would meet almost every month, starting at either 4:30 or 7 p.m. It is proposed that standing committee meetings be time limited to 2.5 hours, which allows members to keep focused on providing input and feedback.
City Clerk Krista Power notes the committees would be responsible for giving feedback before a final report is brought to City Council with all 13 members in attendance. Each standing committee would have 4 councillors plus the mayor. At-large Councillor Rajni Agrawal expressed worries about the new structure.
When I've heard earlier that if a non-member sits there, they're going to have to ask permission to ask questions. It's confusing to me on the direction that this will go, because the passion is what's going to drive whatever forward.
Power explains that all council members will receive reports and can send city staff their feedback, even if they're not on that committee.
A member does not need to sit on a standing committee to have standing, to be able to connect with administration, to be able to represent their community and bring forward concerns to administration or to standing committee to ensure that those matters come forward to City Council for final decision.
The change would also see the city dissolve 10 non-legislated advisory committees. Stephen Marguerite gave a deputation on behalf of the Clean, Green and Beautiful Committee. He says they're not against the change, but would still like to see their work continue in some way.
Who would be taking this work forward? I think we're a very involved committee. We have monthly meetings. We're very busy each month. There's a number of times a year where we're deciding on projects. We're deciding on grant applications. I don't think that could be done by simply handing out surveys to the public. I do think it would take a task force or a working group.
City Manager John Collin feels the changes would increase the overall efficiency of city staff.
What it will permit is, for example, members of the clerk's office to refocus their efforts on other things that are on their list of things to do. And it will permit our directors, managers, supervisors, commissioners, and myself that perhaps have an extra hour or 2 in a given day to work on other things.
Council members will vote on the bylaw change next week. If passed, the standing committee model will be implemented in September. Jonathan Wilson, TBT News.